Here's how I'd elevate your space with floor lamps and a chandelier or a light fixture. Here's the space. Starting with this modern option, I think this looks really good in this space and complements your living room. Here's another option that looks really good in your space. This has upward facing lights, which I prefer because I get really tired when I have a light shining down on me, so that's big for me. Here's another option. This is a little more vintage and it has darker tones, so that would bring out the other dark tones that you have going on. There's another vintage option that could be cool. I would highly avoid this light. It's very popular. I don't like it. I think it's just way overdone. Here's another option. This is a little cozier, so the shades on it give it a little more warmth. I would mention though that on the coffee table, to elevate it a little bit, I would add some like vintage pieces on there to just give it a little more uniqueness, especially tying in with some of these lights that I'm showing. It would look better with something like a little more exciting going on the coffee table. For a floor lamp, I would either go really funky, like a piece of art, something like this, like really out there, or I would just go extremely traditional, simple, and elegant like this. Reason being is because you don't want your apartment to become one big trend. So I would really break it up with a different piece with your light fixtures. Also, like I mentioned, with the decor on the coffee table, I think that will really elevate your space a lot. And on to the bedroom, here it is. For light fixtures, you could do something a little funkier like this. Or since you have darker nightstands, you could tie in a darker light like this. I also made a little tweak to the shades on the nightstand for the lamps. I think it will look a little more elevated if you do a triangle shape versus the barrel. But for the sheets, you can opt for like a draped linen look. That'll really tie in the organic feel that you have going on. You could also get rid of the throw pillows if you don't want them, or keep them. Depends how minimalistic you want to be. For art, I would opt for something really unique like one of these. Obviously, art is extremely personal, so whatever speaks to you. But I love these doled out tones and I think they would really elevate the space. Give it more of like an editorial vibe. Art can be expensive, so if that isn't in the budget, then I would opt for like vintage frames to tie in all of that together. Highly avoiding any like new frames that are shiny. Frames like this, I would definitely avoid those. Here you can see this art here. It's the calmer tone art and a little less bold. It's a little more bold, has a little more going on. Depends on your personality. You also don't need to have the art right behind the bed. You can utilize all of the other walls as well. You don't need to ever have anything behind the bed if you don't want to. Like a lot of people feel like they need to fill that space, but you don't. Just a tip.